Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to a new month. It's a new month and we're going to be filming a monthly reset for the month of February. So for context, last month I started a new series here on my channel in order for me to keep myself accountable for the goals that I established for 2022. I want to go over little goals that I'm establishing for myself every month for me to be able to go over them, reflect on them, and see if I actually accomplished some of them in order to, create those systems to be able to get me to those goals that I established for the year. So how this process is going to work, I'm first going to be reflecting on January goals that I established to see what I did and did not accomplish. I'll take you guys with me for a quick refresh on what are my larger goals for the year. And finally plan my new goals for the month of February. Before I get started, I do want to talk a little bit about how January went for me. So January was a really good month for me. I ended school mid-December and I start my full-time job next Monday, February 7th, just for context of when you're watching this. And really, January was the opportunity for me to just chill. So I got time to, catch up with friends, with family. I went to Barcelona and London with my best friend, Sarai, and really just enjoyed myself as much as possible before I start my full-time role. But overall, I'm just feeling refreshed and feeling blessed to be able to have this month off, and I'm just waiting to start the next chapter in my life. Now let's get on with the video and see what I did and did not accomplish for the month of January. Alright, so let's get this rolling. So for context, how I separated this, and I've said this in my previous videos, it's just by sectors of your life. So of course I want to be improving in different areas in my life. So that's how I like to section these, goals in different areas. So health, career/learning, finance, passions, travel, life, and other. Let's get started with health. So with health, one thing I wanted to do within January, and now I'm kind of like, why did I even set it up, is that I will wake up at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. That being said, I did wake up most days within the week at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, because I've been really liking going to the gym in the morning just to get out the way, even if I'm off for the day. But of course, I went to Barcelona, London for a week and a half, so that kind of threw me off my schedule, and when I came back, my sleep schedule was just off. So I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna highlight the ones that I didn't accomplish, so I can pay attention to these, because I did not accomplish that, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So next is work out at least 4 times a week. I obviously, like I said before, I did this the weeks that I was here in the States, but when I went traveling I didn't, because we didn't have a gym in the hotels that we were staying at. But we would walk at least 5 miles a day, at least, because we would have our Apple Watches. So one day that we were there, we got up to 9 miles of walking. So honestly, I would put that, I think I accomplished that, because that's a lot of walking and that's a lot of working out. So not me cheating. But next is eliminate/reduce dairy. I think I did pretty well. I try to avoid it whenever I was out in restaurants. And one thing that I noticed with London and Barcelona, they had a lot of milk alternatives, and some places they didn't even charge you for the milk alternatives, which is US, step it up. But yeah, I would say that I did pretty good on this. So next is career and learning. One thing I wanted to do, just because I was chilling, is read a book. for the month, and I did, and I really liked it. So I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Actually talk about it a little bit in my vlog for Barcelona of the book, but I really recommend you guys read it. It's really good. So next is finances. I wanted to create a budget. I did not do that. I think I just didn't really prioritize that, just because like I still haven't started my job, and I still haven't like moved out, and I haven't like had, you know, like set expenses, just because I haven't moved out. I haven't had like my rent or anything like that. So I think that's just gonna have to be on the back end. I can just like create one and then just like alter it once I like move out and have all these other expenses, but right now I have not done that. So highlight that. Next, learn to invest. So I did, and I also made a video. I'll link all the videos that I've made on these different goals, but so yeah, I did learn a good like basic knowledge of investing, created my high yield savings account, and I created a video about it, so you guys go ahead and check that out. Next is make at least $150 off side hustles. For the month, I blew this out the water because I was picking up shifts throughout the month at the restaurant I work at. So yeah, like I know I already did that. And then pay off 1K off my car. I did that, was able to do that. I have like, I actually paid 2K, and I'm thinking about it because like, yeah, so that's off. So I only owe like, I'm just writing this down. I know this is not pretty, but it's not about how pretty it is. It's about how useful it is. Next is passions. So, you know, with Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Here, let me grab my phone. I'll be right back. Passions, specifically with YouTube. I'm looking at my Instagram. So I did, so right now for February, 2,383, added 133 followers. For YouTube, I actually 250, so that's 125 increase. TikTok, I am at 1,074, 157 increase. So I'm pretty happy with these. Like, I think progress is progress, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a lot, but it's a good amount of number. One thing that I wanted to do is post at least twice on IG every week, so that can be a post, like a picture or a reel. I did that, accomplished that. Post twice a week on YouTube. I'm gonna be completely honest, when I was on vacation, I did not do that. I missed a week. Yeah, so I haven't been posting twice a week on YouTube, which was kind of hard. Honestly, I don't know, just with editing, filming. I feel like if I was just like off, that would be manageable, but I wasn't. So I'll highlight that. I'm gonna post twice a week on YouTube, on TikTok. Yeah, I was able to do that. So travel to Barcelona. Obviously, I traveled there, and London. We put that too. London. And check those vlogs out. I have 2 vlogs, one for London, one for Barcelona, if you guys want to see them. Next is life and other. So actually, I mentioned to you guys last month that I started to be in a book club, and we're actually meeting each other this Sunday. So I will meet the girls on Sunday for brunch. So excited for that. And then I also did create a video on financial literacy, so I accomplished that. So overall, like, I think this is really good. Out of the 14 like goals that I established myself, I did not complete 3 and I completed 11. So I think that's really good. So I'm happy with this, and I really like doing this. Yeah. So next we will go over, just to refresh really quickly on what are my yearly goals. Oh, before I get to that, I just want to show you guys, like, while I was reading the book for the month, I like to just write down quotes that I really like, and I just wrote them down like after my January goals, so I put them there. Yeah, okay, so now let's look at our yearly goals. Just as a refresher, I'm just gonna go over them really quickly. So health, wake up 6 a.m. We heard that before. Work out at least 4 times a week. 3 is reduce or eliminate dairy. Career, attain a promotion, hopefully. Just because, you know, I'm not even gonna have a year this year of working there, so this would just be like as long as I'm working towards that. Network and establish relationships. This can look very differently. Read 1 book a month. Create a budget. Learn how to invest, which, you know, we've had progress here. Pay off my car, which I only have $2,000, like I said before, left. Make at least $1,800 off side hustles. Honestly, these I'm contemplating because I'm like, how am I gonna reach this? But you know what? We're just gonna go with it. If I don't hit it, I don't hit it. You know, like if I'm really like off, I learned my lesson that I can't shoot that far. But, you know, whatever. I think the TikTok one is manageable though, just based on what I'm doing. But other ones, I have no clue. Travel, so travel to Spain. I'm gonna go ahead and check that off because we did that. Travel to Jalisco, Mexico to see family. We're still trying to see if that's gonna be manageable or like I'm gonna be able to do that because of work. Moving to San Francisco, still waiting on when I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking like April, May, to be determined. Life and others, so get my first apartment, maintain meaningful relationships, meet new people, try something new at least once a month. So the rest of these I still like are either things that are just habits or I still need to accomplish. Now we are gonna move on to me establishing my February goals. Alright, so let's go ahead and walk through these February goals. First things first is wake up at 5:30 a.m. So I know you're like crazy, but the thing is I really like working out in the morning. I feel like I get it out the way, and just because I'm going to be working now, I have to be back home at like around 8 just so I can shower, eat breakfast, and then get on my computer by 9. So I think 5:30 is what the time is if I want to work out in the morning. And I put here Monday through Thursday just because I want to have Friday to be, you know, if I want to go in the morning, I'll go in the morning, and have that flexibility just because it's Friday. Next is work out, and I put this in quotation marks just because, so I'm actually doing the 75 heart challenge right now, and I've been like kind of vlogging it or like documenting it on TikTok if you guys want to follow me on TikTok. But with the 75 hard challenge, you have to be working out every day, twice a day for about 30 to 45 minutes. I think that's the rule. I'm kind of changing it just because I work out already like almost 2 hours at the gym, so I just do it once. And then so I just don't think it's good for your body to work out every day. You need rest. So the days that I usually go to the gym maybe like 5 times a week, and then 2 days that are like rest, I usually do something that's active. So like me going out to take Mia out for a walk, I consider that exercise because I'm getting my body moving. stretching, doing those type of things. So I make sure I prioritize those days for those type of things. So like an active rest day, if we want to call it that. So I do that on like my rest days or whatever for a 75 hard challenge. Next, eliminate dairy, reduce dairy. Same thing as last month. So just keeping that habit there. Another thing that I'm incorporating is counting my macros. So specifically with the 75 hard challenge, I need to stick to a diet. So the diet I'm going to be sticking to is just counting my macros and making sure that I am eating enough food, eating enough protein for what I need, making sure I don't go over. And that's going to be my diet for the challenge. And I think it's just good habit to understand like what you're putting into your body and being conscious about it. Next is career and learning. So I actually want to read Conversations with God, an Uncommon Dialogue, book 1. I'm not extremely religious. I do believe in God. I do believe in a higher power. The thing is, I saw this book on Lynette Atkins, and she like talked about how like it's really like a philosophical book, and I think I'm interested in reading it, honestly, see like a different perspective and try to get a little bit more closer to God, if that's how the book is being interpreted correctly. And I've just seen like really good reviews about the book, so I'm interested in reading it. Next is to set up virtual coffee chats with everyone in my team. So like I said before, I start work in like 2-3 days, February 7th for context. And I just want to make sure that I'm connected with everybody that's on my team, and establishing that network early on. And even though I'm working virtually right now. Next is finances. So I want to make at least $200 off of side hustles. So that would be me picking up shifts at the restaurant like on the weekend or something, or I need to get my LLC rolling. I just have to connect with somebody that one of my clients basically, just because like with the holidays and like me traveling, it's I kind of dropped the ball, and she kind of dropped the ball too, but just being able to reconnect and get that going. And then another thing for finances is to look more into index funds. So my last video on finances, I talked about how like I was learning these basic things. I just didn't really dabble too much into index funds, which I think is going to be the route that I'm going to take in terms of investing, just based on like what I learned off the internet. I think index funds are going to be the way to go for me personally. Passions is next. So I want to post on YouTube at least once a week. I'm keeping this at least once just because I want to see how manageable it is with work. If I can do twice a week, that would be great, but at least keeping once a week would be manageable for me. And next is to post on Instagram at least twice a week. That can be a picture, a reel, things like that. I usually do more already. I usually do like 3 or 4 times. Like I said, I just wanted something that's realistic now that I'm starting work, and something that I can commit to. Next is to post at least 6 times a week on TikTok. I think TikTok is the type of app that you can post literally anything, you'll be fine. It's a little bit like less, you have to think about it, and more just like push out content. So I want to get more proactive on there. So at least 6 times a week, and this can be like me posting 3 times in one day, twice a week, or posting once every day, like whatever I want to do. I think I have that liberty, and just making sure I'm like accountable every week. Next is travel. I'm not going to be traveling this month, but I am going to start talking to or having the discussion with my manager when I should move out to San Francisco for work, and start that apartment hunting, getting all that rolling, which is really exciting but nerve-wracking. And then finally, life and other. So one thing that I want to do that's like new that I've never done before is doing cycling classes. So I want to do that this month, like sometime, just do it. Maybe even get a membership if I really like it. So yeah, I want to take a cycling class. Alright, so that is the goals that I established for February. Making sure that I'm keeping myself accountable, like I said before, for the goals that I established for myself. Because I think one thing that people and me beforehand, like I would establish the goals, but I wouldn't, you know, be proactive about them and make sure that I'm taking those steps to get closer to accomplishing those goals. So I really like doing this and taking the time to be able to go back and making sure that I am, again, keeping myself accountable. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.